Okay, so recently there's been a pretty big situation going on with this one VTuber being zavvygamer. Now, obviously, they were involved in a recent video coming from the popular YouTuber MrBeast. Now, this was a pretty insane thing because this is blown up over on Twitter. And essentially, MrBeast has uploaded this one video, which was a 1,000 players simulate civilization boys versus girls. Now, obviously, this has been a huge video. It's got over 7.3 million views. 276,000 likes in 18 hours. It's number one trending on gaming. And yeah, it's been a video that a lot of people have been enjoying, as a lot of these videos tend to do very well. You've probably seen a ton of these. Again, it's a cool one to kind of look at. But it seems like not everything was so genuine in this video as this VTuber describes, and actually calls out in a long tweet post, which has actually had quite a bit of support, right? Obviously, they start off by saying, I was in this event, and please keep in mind that we only had about 3 to 6 hours of server time each day. So yeah, if you don't know how it kind of works, essentially, they have two kind of island things here. Obviously, yeah, this is what they're representing it by. But if we go to the actual islands, you can see here, they got the boys island and the girls island. And obviously they have two little civilizations, and they see which one does better, right? On their own, as like some kind of social experiment. Obviously, it's in Minecraft. It's not really that big of a social experiment, but again, it's interesting either way. And obviously they say the girls' side fell apart for some reason, obviously quoting the video. And then they go into the reasons why it fell apart and what actually went on over on this side of the kind of island or whatever. They say, we unironically had Russian guys use AI/deepfakes to cheat their way onto the girls' side and then just start mass murdering every girl they could see. This went on for IRL days out of a week-long competition. And they say, two, these guys also left signs around our side of the map with swastikas and sexist messages. They also say, three, one girl on our side, Makio, independently looked into the socials of all of these girls who were murdering other girls and found their YouTube channels and reported to staff. I think it's important to note that there wasn't even any way for us to report things in the Discord server until she and other girls like mass pinged the staff for this functionality in the Discord server. So again, there was no kind of support or whatever if anything went wrong. So they had to mass ping them on a Discord server, which I think is pretty interesting. Obviously, it is a MrBeast video, so I don't know how in depth they really want to go with this kind of stuff. But yeah, obviously they say four. I'm not sure if this was ever confirmed, but there's also reports of girls selling their accounts to guys as well, so the guys could sabotage the girls, which is interesting. And they say five, the girls' side had trans girls on it. There is nothing wrong with this, except after it became common knowledge that there are Russian guys pretending to be girls and rumors of girls selling their accounts to guys. A lot of girls began reporting such targeting our trans girlies as infiltrators just because of the pictures of their voice, and they started huge fights on the girls' side about transphobia and such. So again, obviously, yeah, they were targeting trans people in there, and again, I do think it is a very, very odd. I think that all the Russian kind of guys going in there, I don't know why they did that. But again, obviously, it is pretty insane. Then they go on to say, so many girls died to traps set by the fake girls. It then took the staff days to look into it, determine if those traps were set by fake girls or real girls, and then return these girls from their wrongful death. But by then, the event was almost over. These girls who had returned had next to no time to prepare for war, much less time for to make connections, alliances with their fellow girls. This was marketed initially as a civ event, as obviously a civilization. They kind of get along. Maybe there's a little bit of PvP and stuff like that going on, but not the main focus, right? It's just like community based, whatever. And they say not a PvP event. They say there was such a low amount of girls apply initially because they wanted, sorry, that they started to just send the Discord server invite to any girl who showed an interest in playing on a MrBeast Minecraft server. The amount of girls who were invited who didn't even know how to make a crafting table was insane. No hate to them, of course, but MrBeast and his team knew that if that wall came down, boys would win because they had top Minecraft players on their side, and the girls had people who didn't even know how to make a crafting table on theirs, much less know how to make a sword. I said, I don't know if I wanted to say something or not, because I didn't want to diminish my chances of being invited to another MrBeast event, but nobody else is speaking up, and I'm just seeing too much hate on the girls and not saying something. I wish they would have said something about all of this in the video, instead of leaving a vague thing in the description about the cheaters being banned, which, yeah, obviously is pretty interesting, right? And this has got over 5.5 million views and 114,000 likes. They also share some screenshots as well in the UGF server from the event. They say the sirens were originally in Russian that were translated. I blocked out the guys' names because they don't deserve the clout. And obviously, yeah, they said, yeah, screwed your blank, 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 blank. Obviously, girls' village where they suck blank. And also, there is a certain symbol there associated with other stuff, which I think is crazy. Obviously, some people apparently were trying to say they've also been defending themselves quite heavily here on the trans thing, saying that, you know, whenever she says fake girls, she means like, as in like the Russians pretending to be girls, not the, you know, obviously trans people that were involved in this, which again, I do think is quite funny. Obviously, some people were focusing on that part of it. Honestly, I don't think it really matters. But again, some people saying definitely expect better from the participants, from someone with resources at his hand. I'm glad you spoke up. This is ridiculous. If he wants to put stuff out like this, that it should be done right, not half-assed. And they said, you know, it did surprise me that like not one person out of the hundreds of girls who participated have said anything about it at all. I think a lot of the girls are just scared that they won't be invited in the future. Hopefully better events if they do speak up. But I was crazy vocal about how upset I was throughout the entire competition in the Discord, so I figured I wouldn't be invited back anyways. Obviously some people saying, please stop calling transgender girls fake girls. Bro, they're not even saying that. Like, it's so dumb. Some people get so, like, you know, funny about, like, trans girls or whatever. It's just like, okay, like, oh, please stop calling them fake girls. Like, that's not even the case. That's not even what they're saying there, right? But say, please don't misunderstand. These were men who identify as men pretending to be women to sabotage women in this competition, which obviously is true. And obviously people say this post got checked by Ludwig on stream. Congrats, lol. That somehow the second time I've been indirectly on his stream. So yeah, a lot of people as well saying, as someone who's in this event, it was so poorly planned. Everything above said is correct. The story told obviously didn't mention any of this going on. Heck, some of the story was wrong anyways. Wrong leaders on the girls' side, timing all wrong. As I died, and things that happened on day 5 were actually on day 2 to 3. Anyways, I've been in 5 MrBeast events before, but this was one that was honestly shambles. So many died to these Russian guys on the female team. The admins didn't remove their traps, which ended up causing so many more deaths that they had to undo. Me and my friends were removing their traps, which were near the mountains. Obviously, no screen time for fixing their mistakes. This event lasted 8 days. I think MrBeast was on the server for like 30 minutes, at least while I was alive. We never saw him, and about 5% of the girls knew how to PvP, and about 60% knew the basics, mainly building, and the rest didn't even know how to make a sword. So they're saying about, you know, almost, 35% of them didn't even know how to play the game, which I think is pretty insane. But again, obviously, it goes into the question of like, what really is the requirement? Do you have to know how to play Minecraft to play this? Or is it like a sense of like, you know, you just have to be a girl or you have to be a boy, right? I don't know. It depends what they were already going for. But yeah, obviously, if you got a ton of talented whatever people on the other side, on the boys' side, and they're going to go into a fight, then I could see how that could, you know, obviously be a problem going forwards for some of, you know, the PvP aspects of this. Because, again, they could go around and talk and have fun and whatever. But yeah, as soon as the PvP comes out, it's crazy. People say wild that it took days to act on clear cheating. Said it's funny that they said cheaters were being banned, but the DoorDash girls still made it in the video. Yeah, apparently there's also some people as well accepting DoorDash, like for, you know, giving out information or leaving or whatever, again, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it seems like what happened here is, you know, MrBeast obviously had a failing kind of video, a failing plan or whatever, and they essentially just tried to, you know, edit it around it and edit, you know, to try and make it seem a little bit better, more coherent in terms of a story. Obviously got a couple of things wrong in terms of the leaders and things as well. And yeah, obviously created a completely false story to actually what happened. But again, obviously, I think they were just trying to recover a video, which obviously has been ruined by some of these people that have been infiltrating, you know, these sites, which I think obviously is a shame. And I do think obviously the MrBeast team should have actually done it a little bit better. Obviously, they should have responded to it better. There's people like this as well, more VTubers saying, I was in the MrBeast video and this is all pretty much true. I'm glad someone spoke up about it. People saying, I'm glad I got to hang out with you at the event. You know, people saying sucks to kind of deal with that stuff. which, yeah, I do think is true, because obviously a lot of people are scared to speak out because, they want to be invited to more events from him, and, they're taking a huge risk and not being invited again for this, because again, this is what's going on. I have people saying, as a winner from the guys' side, this is from someone called Cracker. They say, I just want to defend MrBeast and his team, as most of what the girls said is coming out of jealousy from not winning. Oh God, okay, great. They say most of the girls who got killed before the wall drop were killed by Foxley. The staff were very helpful in reviving people who died in unfair ways. While this is true, most of this got resolved in the first day or two, and you can expect MrBeast to be responsible. So you can't expect MrBeast to be responsible for the actions of 1,000 different people, which, yeah, I do see as true. Obviously, it is a very big event, but obviously it's not just MrBeast that is running this event, right? I think it is, obviously he has staff members who are obviously running it and making sure it's going smoothly. And I think they should be responsible for the 1,000 people that are in it, right? You're running an event with 1,000 people. You're responsible for those 1,000 people in it, right? MrBeast himself isn't responsible for 1,000 different people, but I do think the staff are, and I do think the people who are running it are, because again, it's their event. They've been invited there, so they should control who obviously is acting out and who's being bad in this event. And that's it, right? You can't just say, oh, well, you can't expect them to, control all of those people. Is it? Well, they decided to make that event, right? Saying there was a few active reporting systems since it started, and I know because of a few of my friends and allies who died by lag or another unfair way, they were able to report it and get revived. They say this is most likely not true. The guys' team was already better competitively, and I don't think even if it happened, the outcome of the event would have been different. They're not going to speak on this topic too much, but yeah, 30% of the girls' side were not biologically female, and that definitely served a part in not keeping the girls' side united, which obviously I don't know what he's referring to. I don't know if he's referring to the Russian people that were a part of it or not, but again, or whether they were referring to the trans people in it. I don't know, but again, interesting. They say the time the wall dropped, got delayed by a few hours because the girls kept on complaining that they had no time to prepare, which is probably because they are being killed by all the Russian people in the thing, but okay. They say this is wrong. Since this started, the Welcome to 1,000 Players Civilization Boys versus Girls, which obviously means it's a PvP event, which obviously, yeah, some people, saying that it is a PvP event and it's not a civ event, but again, it's 1,000 players simulate civilization. And obviously, I'm sure MrBeast uses like A to B testing on his videos, so he's probably gotten a different title for this. Obviously, he says, yeah, well, it's 100 players, boys versus girls, whereas this one says 100 players simulate civilization, which doesn't sound like, they're going to fight, right? But again, I do think it is just kind of whatever you look at it. Obviously, the people said, not very welcome you. I was saying there were fake girls on our team. People saying Russians being primitive, that's crazy. Okay, I'm not even going to go into that. But yeah, obviously it does seem like a lot of people are pretty mad at this, and there's been some people providing their own sides of the story from the boys' side and everything like that too. But obviously, it's only really the girls' side that can really confirm what went on over there, because again, they don't know exactly what happened over on the other side for some of it. So again, I do think it is a very, very interesting situation. I think that obviously it's good that some people are coming out with their own experiences about this, and hopefully this can happen more often in terms of the MrBeast events, because again, obviously we don't really know what happens too much, and things get changed around, things get edited. Obviously it's very easy for MrBeast to kind of change a narrative of a story whenever he's doing one of his main channel videos, because again, it's just him and his friends. His friends aren't going to rebuttal like, oh, well, this didn't happen on this day and this didn't happen on that day. But whenever you got a big kind of event like this with 1,000 people in there, then obviously some people are going to be like, okay, well, this didn't happen or this did happen or whatever, because again, these are just normal people, right? They're not his friends that are going to obviously lie for him or whatever. Obviously not saying that it's a bad thing, by the way. I think the main channel videos, obviously they need a story for them to be good, so if they need to change it in any way for it to be good, then that's what they do. But I think a lot of people aren't used to that as well whenever they join in some of these events. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially everything there is for this situation. I just kind of wanted to cover it as I thought it was a pretty interesting one. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go over to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.